Jeff Benz gave out most of the nicknames at Central Middle School. The nicknames were never kind, and unfortunately, they usually stuck. Take Jimmy Eagle Eyes Pearson, for example. Jimmy had an unfortunate eye condition that made it difficult for him to accurately judge distances. Once in second grade, Jimmy walked into the cafeteria wall so hard it knocked him to the floor. Jeff Benz immediately stood up and yelled, "Nice going, Eagle Eyes!" And that was that. The nickname Eagle Eyes was now pinned to Jimmy Pearson for the rest of his life. It didn't matter to anyone that Jimmy had corrective surgery last year and now enjoyed perfect vision. No, to the students at Central Middle, Jimmy Pearson would be Eagle Eyes forever. Vincent Shadow didn't have a nickname, but as he climbed out of his secret attic laboratory at 6:34 a.m. on Monday morning, he was afraid that today would be the day he'd receive one. Vincent was blue. His hands were blue. His face was blue. Even the whites of his eyes were blue. As he closed the hidden door in the back of his bedroom closet, all he could think about were the awful nicknames that Jeff Benz would assign to him. "Pretty bird, Nicola said from inside his cage. "Shh, you'll wake everyone up," Vincent said to the African gray parrot his parents had given him for his 9th birthday. Vincent named the bird after his favorite inventor, Nikola Tesla, and the fact that even his beloved parrot was mocking him was a bad sign of what was to come. Vincent quietly opened his bedroom door and looked out into the hall. His oldest stepsister, Gwen, usually hogged the bathroom in the morning, but no one was awake yet, so he tiptoed into the bathroom and locked the door. "Wigman," Vincent said to himself. "The Hoolie Wigman of New Guinea. That's what they're going to call me. Wig Boy." Vincent's class had learned about the Hoolie tribe last year. They got a kick out of hearing that the Hoolie Wigmen dyed their skin blue for tribal ceremonies. But looking in the mirror, Vincent's worries turned from his new nickname to his own safety. Not only were his skin and eyes blue, but his tongue and teeth were a deep navy blue as well. Vincent had experienced many mishaps in the lab, spills, cuts, little electrical shocks, and once he even glued his fingertips together. But this looked much worse. Vincent stood in the shower for 30 minutes, scrubbing as hard as he could, but nothing seemed to work. He tried all of his sister's fancy soaps and shampoos, but the mess just got worse. Not only was he still as blue as a blue jay, but now most of the bathroom was blue too. "Hurry up, Vern," Gwen said as she pounded on the bathroom door. "You've been in there for almost an hour." Vincent's father, Norton Shadow, had remarried a few months ago, and Vincent went from being an only child, which he deeply missed, to living with 3 stepsisters, Gwen, Stella, and Anna. Gwen was 16 and went to Central High School on the Upper West Side. Stella was Vincent's age. In fact, their birthdays were exactly 1 week apart. But that was where the similarities stopped. Anna was 6, an aggressive, annoying, insistent 6-year-old girl. Gwen had called Vincent Vern. She had never done this before, called him Vern, that is. She had also never called him Vincent. In fact, she had never called him the same name twice. While the names usually started with a V, she never seemed to come up with Vincent, or even Vinny for that matter. Vincent was pretty sure she did this on purpose. It drove him crazy, but no one else in the family seemed to notice. "I'll be out in a minute," Vincent shouted to Gwen, who was now practically breaking down the bathroom door with her slipper. Vincent tried to clean up as best he could, and then wrapped a towel around his body, a second around his hair, and covered his face with a third towel as he walked out of the bathroom.